According to a report, if you don't know already, the WWE World Heavyweight Title Tournament is set to begin on Monday Night Raw next week. So on May 8th, the tournament to crown the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion will begin. And that's 2 nights in a row that we will see a tournament, because on Tuesday night on NXT, the Women's Title Tournament will begin, with both tournaments respectively ending the same weekend, with the Women's Title Tournament ending at Battleground and the Men's World Heavyweight Title Tournament ending at Night of Champions, which Night of Champions will also house the return of the Tribal Chief to premium live events, as the Tribal Chief is currently now advertised for both Night of Champions and Money in the Bank, which Roman Reigns was not advertised for Money in the Bank before, but he is in fact advertised for Money in the Bank now. I do believe Charlotte Flair and that both Charlotte Flair and Drew McIntyre were previously advertised for Money in the Bank, but both were not advertised for Money in the Bank anymore. That does not necessarily mean that neither Charlotte nor Drew McIntyre will be a part of Money in the Bank. It just means that they are not advertised as of right now. But the fact that there was a possibility that Roman Reigns was not going to be advertised for Money in the Bank, for Night of Champions, is both kind of ridiculous and ironic. It's ridiculous because he's the undisputed Universal Champion, and it's ironic because it is the night, or close to the night, where Roman will be celebrating 1,000 days as champion. And you would think that him celebrating 1,000 days as champion would be enough to have him guaranteed for the show that is close to or right around the date where he'd be celebrating that tremendous milestone. Again, later today, we will be putting together the preview for AEW Rampage, as Rampage is set to take place later tonight. And also, Backlash we will preview Backlash tomorrow, as Backlash from San Juan, Puerto Rico is set to take place with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. And Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar being the main selling points for the event. Originally, though, the plan for Backlash was Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic and Damian Priest. The reason for the change is because of WWE's faith in Bad Bunny to carry a singles match. And I don't know if that's the reason why they made it a street fight, but the match between Damian Priest and Bad Bunny tomorrow night is going to be a San Juan street fight. That is actually the first time, by the way, that I remember the camera missing an interference almost, or pretty much, as they pretty much missed Dolph Ziggler's interference. But, I would say that Bad Bunny could carry himself in the ring, and with how things went at WrestleMania, it is kind of fitting that WWE would believe it. That WWE would have went with what they were going to go with, as far as the match at Backlash, with the Mysterios being involved alongside Bad Bunny and Damian Priest respectively. But the fact of the matter is, it also makes sense because next to Logan Paul, I would say there is no celebrity within ranks of WWE that could carry a match by himself. And this is also the big test for Damian Priest, as this is Damian Priest's first main event, in my opinion, or to my knowledge, on the main roster. So props to Damian for getting this opportunity, as Damian Priest and Bad Bunny do know each other quite well, with Bad Bunny being involved in his first WWE match alongside the Judgment Day member. We got AEW news outside of the fact that it's Rampage Day, but we got AEW news that we will get to later in the video. First, though, rumor has it, outside of the update we got on Roddy Strong and Roddy Strong's contract, basically Roddy Strong's contract with WWE expired in November of last year. And, I mean, it basically flew under the radar that Roddy was gone for WWE because before his contract expired, he was not on TV. And I do believe he was working as a coach within the company. And that's one of the reasons why or was offered to work as a coach, at least, and may not have been working as a coach. But either way, I mean, props to AEW for working it out the way they did. And getting a big get like Roddy Strong. The rumor has it, though, is that Roddy Strong's AEW debut was held off until AEW knew that Adam Cole was capable enough to return. So that tells me that Roddy Strong was somebody that AEW has had their eyes on for a majority of this year. And basically, they've held off this plan since probably early 2023. And with the business being how it is, props to AEW and props to Tony Khan for allowing this to still be a surprise. But also, the main focus is Kyle O'Reilly and where they're going next, as Kyle O'Reilly had neck fusion surgery, I believe, late last year. But the rumor is still what happens with Kyle when he comes back, and is Kyle O'Reilly coming back? Right now, the rumor has it, yes, Kyle O'Reilly will be making a return to AEW at some point. It's more a matter of if and not a matter of when, or at least that's us being hopeful. But the fact of the matter is, whenever that comes, Roddy Strong, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly will likely be together within the ranks of AEW, which is something that I know a lot of people are not surprised about and are happy to hear, because that is something that people have wanted since the Trifecta made their debuts in AEW year and a half, 2 years ago at this point. That being Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and of course, conspicuous by his absence, Bobby Fish. We shift now over to WWE quick before we make the note on AEW. Actually, I do have an interesting note, and that is Finn Balor was recently speaking with Sports Illustrated as New Japan's top faction, the Bullet Club, is celebrating 10 years as a faction, which is absolutely insane with the amount of incarnations that the Bullet Club has had and with the amount of talent that has been a part of the Bullet Club throughout the years. It is absolutely insane that the Bullet Club is now celebrating 10 years as a faction. And congratulations to New Japan on the success of the Bullet Club and every member previous that the Bullet Club has housed. You are the reason why the Bullet Club has been as successful as it has been, because any other combination, I don't know it would have worked from the very beginning. AKA Finn Balor. And, of course, Carl Anderson, Tama Tonga, and other names that had been with the faction for an extended period of time. I think that the Bullet Club is in its weakest form now, with David Finlay as the leader, but that is because for the first time in quite a long time, if ever, David Finlay is not a proven commodity in New Japan, which is something uncommon of Bullet Club leaders. Finn Balor was a proven commodity. Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Tama Tonga, Jay White, etc. were all proven commodities when they moved into that leadership role. But the fact of the matter is, David Finlay has to be groomed and moved into that leadership role and moved into that major star position, which is something that is abnormal and doesn't normally happen with Bullet Club leaders. Either way, though, congratulations to the Bullet Club, and a thank you should be pushed to the fans for allowing the Bullet Club's success to far reach what anybody would have expected 10 years ago. Quick note, though, before we jump back to AEW, it is that Sol Ruca and Danny Palmer, I believe her name is, Danny Palmer, were set to become a tag team. I think this is actually according to Dave Meltzer with the Wrestling Observer. We're set to become a tag team and pushed as one of the top tag teams in NXT before Sol Ruca's injury, eventually becoming tag team champions in NXT and being one of the top tag teams, which I think, with how the draft went, the plan was to move the current crop of tag teams up to the main roster and have the new faces like Sol Ruca and Danny Palmer eventually take the mantle from the established Alba Fire and Isla Dawn or Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Either way, it is hopefully something WWE considers when Sol Ruca is back, either later this year or early next year, as Sol Ruca does have a ton of potential to be a top star in NXT, and giving her the opportunity to be in a tag team and not have the pressure on her as a singles competitor from the early on, it is the better decision or the better way to go. Either way, though, the last bit of news is, as of last night, AEW has reached 50,000 tickets sold for Wembley Stadium in August, which amounts to $6.5 million of revenue and a $6.5 million gate for AEW All In. It is absolutely insane because tickets for the public have not gone on sale, and that means AEW has reached 50,000 tickets sold for Wembley Stadium in pre-sale. Tickets go on sale for the public today, which means I hopefully will either be getting you guys a report on what happens with AEW tomorrow as far as the ticket sales and where they're at now with the ticket sales, or on Sunday whenever I get the report of where AEW is as far as total tickets sold for Wembley Stadium. Congratulations to Tony Khan and AEW for far outreaching expectations and far out setting a new record or a new attendance record for AEW programming, because I honestly don't think anybody expected 50,000 people to be going to AEW All In, especially 50,000 people in pre-sale, let alone before tickets go on sale. So I think if I'm gonna put out a guess here and put it to record, I think AEW has all the potential in the world and all the momentum in the world to reach between 65 and 70,000 people for AEW All In at Wembley. Let me know down in the comment section below where you think AEW will the final attendance tally will end up. And if you're surprised that AEW hit 50,000 tickets sold in pre-sale, not in general, in pre-sale, because tickets go on sale today for the general public. With that being said, though, that is it for the news, and I will see you in the next one.